But the key part around data collection, I feel, falls into re-engagement. So if you're much like my firm, we use Ignition at Business Advisors. We send out proposals, they sign on, they're engaged, and away we go. We do that at different times of the year, but then we do the job at a different time of the year. I'll be honest, when we do the proposal, we don't always end up putting every entity on the proposal. So sometimes the proposals are signed with just 1 or 2 entities, whereas I'd prefer it if all the entities were listed. The beauty of utilizing Seamlss is that all the entities will be listed on the engagement letter. The reason why you use a re-engagement process in Seamlss is twofold. 1, you've got an up-to-date signed engagement letter, and 2, you can confirm all their details. And the third is you can start the job. So if Clayton's engaged, ready to go, it's now April 2024, May 15th is fast approaching. I want to get him engaged. I want to collect some documents. So click on the re-engagement button within Clayton Wood. Here's Clayton Wood. Here's all these entities. I'm not going to request all of these for the demo purposes, but you can get them to confirm the details of every entity if you want, or you can skip some. The fetch form, so I'm going to include the questions in regards to up here, tax return, end of financial years. So end of financial statements, questionnaire. So I'm going to collect those documents while I'm re-engaging Clayton. I'm also going to do his tax return, so his individual ITR. So I'm going to choose his pre-fill, and he can upload and check his pre-fill on the fly when he's doing his tax return. Sign the engagement letter, email the request off. So I'm going to send the request. Clayton's going to get an email. I'm going to click on it, much like you've seen before, SMS, login. I'm going to switch across to the Clayton Wood view. Get started on the re-engagement. Here's my re-engagement at the top. Here's my details. Have my details changed? No, I still live at all those suite addresses. Continue on. My company. Again, they can update their company details if they are correct. Maybe they're going to update the bank details. Maybe it changed. Maybe they got a new bank, and we're going to upload and update that data. So have these details changed on the next one? Yes or no? So the client gets to dictate what details that get updated in the system, and therefore allowing you to onboard and re-engage them each year. As I said, let's collect the documents at the same time. If you're going to onboard, confirm the details, re-engage, why not collect documents? So maybe I don't have any rental properties, but I'm going to upload some bank statements and done. Maybe I've got some loan statements and we'll put them in as well, and some other document. So we'll put in some CSV file. Save and continue. Now we're going to go through the tax return. So the tax return could be used for people with entities and things like that, but also it could just be used for individual tax return people. So you do get a lot of individual ITR people, then this could be utilized to speed that up. So it's you looking up all the ANSIP codes so that it matches what's in your zero. It asks a lot of questions dynamically. So depending on which way they ask the question will dictate what answers are going to be provided and what's going to be printed out. So let's go through and imagine that they've got all these questions and they're going to answer them. So they can check their pre-fill. So before I uploaded and attached the pre-fill, they can go through, check and confirm the pre-fill and matches their ATO information. Yeah, I agree or I don't agree. Maybe they've got some dividends. So maybe they've got some CBA dividends and they got $1,000 worth. They can attach that dividend document and allow you to view it. I'm going to upload and just attach a document there for us. A lot of clients have got rentals, as we all know. Main Street. I was rented for 52 weeks of the year. I've got $20,000 worth of rent. I got $2 grand worth of rental. I got interest went up last year. We all pay agents. We've got some repairs, and there's also some water charges. Again, we can upload and attach some documents for that. So this allows you to collect data while the client is going. Again, you can have multiple rental schedules if you want. It just depends on how much data the client's got going through that process. Deduction wise, it's all dynamic. So worker spending, they key all this in. So if it's simple, clients love it. They just claim 5,000 Ks on everything, whether it's to and from work or not. But maybe they've got a logbook, so they can put in the details of when their logbook went from. Oops, 2023 to the 31st of the 3rd, 2023. How many 10,000? Again, they'll put in all these details. You'll get a copy in yours, making your job a lot easier for the team. It's going to be fast there, sorry. Save that. Again, they can upload and attach documents to expenses. So I know that not everyone will utilize the ITR form. Some clients love doing things online, and that's why it's there. It's custom built individual tax return tool for accounting firms in Australia. Again, like I talked about, it's dynamic. It's asking the questions on the fly to make sure that you're getting the right answers to prepare that for your clients. They can pick a day when they want it by. They'll probably tell you it's sooner. So done. So that will continue on the process, and now they're going to sign the engagement letter. So if you can imagine that from an individual, just an individual, they're going to check their individual details, do their tax return, sign an engagement letter, and now you can process and complete their tax return. Here's all my entities are confirmed, up to date. Thanks for coming. I'm going to switch back to the client firm view. So I'm back as a firm, and here's Clayton Wood. He's completed and he's re-engaged. So push to XPM. So we can push and update any details. So the admin team's job is to come back in here and push and update any details in XPM. Now, the other key thing to remember is that XPM is your single source of truth. If it needs updating, we want to push that data in there. So sync and merge, that will update it. Now we can view it in XPM and get started. From this point, you can start doing your tax return. Now, in this case, maybe the company needs to be added. As I said, it remains as your single source of truth. So you can dictate if it's an individual, whether it's a company, or maybe it's a new company. So when you're pushing these details in XPM, utilize Seamlss to ensure that they are correct in XPM. You can see on the left-hand side here, there's no match. So it's suggesting this is going to be a new entity. So whether you're onboarding a new client or re-engaging, this is how you keep your XPM up to date. It'll match based on unique user ID. So once you've linked it, it's a unique user ID between Seamlss and XPM that keeps it linked forever until you unlink it. You can go in here and unsync, and then that will allow you to resync it with a new correct entity later. But back to the forms, we completed his tax return. Here's his tax return. Here's all his answers. You can download the documents that I uploaded during the tax return process. And that's, again, admin would go in here, download those documents, generate the document. So here's the ITR form, generate it, view the file, and you'll get all the answers. So the idea with the ITR form is that all the answers are here to start doing the tax return. So the accountant should be able to pick this up and start preparing the tax return, get half of the answers from the client, ring the client up and go, hey, you said you did work from home, but then you claimed 5,000 Ks. So that's how that works. Again, admin would download all of the files, add them to your document management solution. That is onboarding. You can also obviously download the engagement letter and add that to your system if you wanted to somewhere. Here is the other one for end of financial year statements that we did with the re-engagement. So you can download the answers to the questions. Again, you customize it to your firm's needs. I know that some people have really, really big templates, so that's up to you on how much questions. I would recommend you break up the questions into different form types and different sizes to ensure that the client doesn't get overwhelmed with a really long form. Just like, say, give us your bank statements, give me your loan statements. Did you buy any new plant equipment? Going through those processes is really easy for the client to process on the fly. So that is re-engaging with Seamlss to ensure that you can re-engage, collect the data, and get going with the tax returns as soon as possible.